Heidi ho there, my lovies. Welcome back to Crazy But Not Dangerous. I'm Shorty Vaughn, and it's overcast all day long today. I'm getting ready for some rain. Yay, hooray. It's been a long time since we've had any, and I am well due, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. I'm also going to enjoy tonight's dinner because it's another budget meal with a twist and a turn. So what am I going to be making? Spicy tuna noodle skillet. Yeah, absolutely. And so far, I'm going to be using one pot and a colander for my meal because it's also economics of motion. I do not want to do a lot of dishes. Here's how it goes for me on our chore list. Pretty much I do everything. So the fewer things that I actually have to do, the better. And I dislike doing dishes, but I like it more than I like taking out the trash. I despise taking out the trash, and it was trash pickup day. So yesterday I had to go all around the house and pick up all of the, little individual garbage, the garbage in the kitchen, garbage from outside, recycling, get that. Oh, that's just terrible. I would rather do dishes all day long and clean a bathroom than do the trash. But nobody else likes it either. So, anyhow. I was thinking about budget meals, and I was thinking about what makes food taste good. And sugar, fat, salt, carbs are all what makes, food taste fantastic. The proof is right across the street from me over at the McDonald's, where for the last, 70 years, they've been serving up a healthy dose of sugar, fat, salt, and carbs on the regular, a few trillion burgers. Can't be wrong. Anyhow, and don't get me wrong, even I have a double gut bomb with cheese attack once in a while. A Big Mac attack, but not tonight. So tonight I was thinking budget meals. They do not have to be bland. They do not have to be terrible, and they do not have to feel like a punishment. In fact, if your budget meal tastes good, that's even more incentive for you to stay on budget. So I went through my pantry and I found all of the typical bargain basement items that a person can find. You may find these if you're going to a food pantry. You may find these, like my mother could not eat this because in their family's commodity box, there was always tuna noodle casserole. And she had it so many times growing up that she never made it for us. The first time I had it, I was over at a friend's house. And, my friend Angela said, "Mom, can Tanya stay for dinner?" Yeah, she can stay for dinner. What's for dinner? Tuna noodle casserole. Like, well, I've never had that. And she looked at me like I was crazy. And anyhow, so I went through and I compared the ingredient prices at Albertsons, at Kroger, at Walmart, and at Aldi. And undoubtedly, you can make this meal the cheapest over at the Aldi for about $4.50. And I think that this will easily feed 4 people, depending on your appetite, your portion size. Everybody's different. Some people work hard at a laborious job, or others, work at a desk job. So your calorie needs may be different. If you were needing larger portions, I still think that you could come in under $6 by just adding another box of macaroni and cheese. So today I'm going to be using shells and cheese because this is what I had in my pantry, and this came from the Aldi, and it has the squeezy cheese packet, and I think that those taste very good. I also have 2 cans of light tuna and water. Albacore is my favorite, but, I think especially in a tuna skillet meal, go ahead. These were like 69 cents, so I'm going to be using 2 because I want lots of protein. Protein and fiber will make you feel full, will make you feel satisfied, and at the end of the day, that's what you're looking for. That satisfaction of going to bed with a full belly, isn't that a blessing? And then what else? Peas and carrots. Now this is the Great Value brand because this is what I had in my freezer, but also at Aldi, under $1 for peas and carrots. This is a 12-ounce bag. And there we go. Those are the basic staples for my spicy tuna skillet. So I've got some water coming to a boil over here in the pot. And I'm going to go ahead and get my cheese packet out and set that aside for later. Going to go ahead and dump my noodles in and let those just start cooking. Absolutely. How do you all feel about tuna noodle casserole? Now, Andrew, his biggest complaint is kind of like the turkey. It's me, it's bland. And I thought, okay, well, this is a problem that I can solve. It doesn't have to be bland. It doesn't have to be me. It just has to be delicious. So, yay, hooray. And can we do it on budget? I think $4.50 to feed 4 people is a terrific bargain. And this is going to be delicious. Going to add a little salt to my water here just so that those noodles taste good. And if you didn't have shells and cheese, maybe you have egg noodles. Maybe you have a can of cream broccoli soup or some of that soup mix from Bear Creek. Maybe you have a can of cream of mushroom. Yeah, the possibilities. They're endless. Cream of chicken, it'll be okay. You know, where you go with it from here, what you have in your pantry, how you improvise. And that's really the name of the game with saving money in your budget is what do I have on hand that I can use? Because the fewer items that I have to go to the store for, and there are no, oh, I ran out of this, we have to go to the stores at my house. If you can't figure it out, then you're having something else. Because I will tell you flat out that I cannot go over to that Albertsons without spending $50. Because I will walk in and something will catch my eye. It will be on sale and I may or may not need it, but I am going to buy it anyhow because it's on sale, or I'll see a new product, or I'll remember like 10 other things that we're probably out of. And the next thing you know, I have a huge $50 budget buster trip to get one thing. So, and I have not done any grocery shopping for about 9 days now, and it hurts my heart. I'm telling you right now. I'm sitting over at my desk and I'm looking through the Walmart app, pricing out all these items. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You don't need it. You don't need it. I have a house full of food, and I do not need those items. But what I saw over at the Aldi that is going on my next week's shopping list, maybe, cinnamon puff spirals. They're kind of like those cinnamon crisps that you get at the Taco Bell, but I saw they're in a bag. Oh my goodness, those are like my kryptonite. I haven't been to Taco Bell in a really long time. Fun fact that I worked ever so briefly at a Taco Bell. I'm no good at it. I'm no good at the window because my arms are too short. You know, I'm halfway hanging out the window trying to hand someone their drink. And, oh, there were spills. People were not happy with me. Anyhow, I'm better at the counter. But running the drive-thru, yeah, my arms are not long enough. I stink. I stink at the drive-thru. So, yep, there's not a future in fast food drive-thru window for me. I'll have to come up with something else. Anyhow, I'm going to let this pasta boil. The packaging says about 9 minutes. And I don't want to overcook it because there's still more cooking to happen. So probably going to let that go until like 8 minutes. So, and it's getting dark. It's almost time for Jeopardy. Yay, hooray. It's the Tournament of Champions. And I love it. And tonight might be the clincher because it's best out of 3. And one of the little dudes has won 2 games already. And so, yeah, we can't miss. We're super excited about it. And this dinner, you know what I like? Is that it's easy. Honest to goodness, it's going to come together in no time flat. And you're going to have very few dishes. And if you have paper plates, I think tonight is the night to bring it out because, yeah, you're only going to have You're only going to have this pot and that colander in the sink. That's it. Can't beat that with a stick, baby. While that's boiling, I'm going to go ahead and get my side dishes together. So, Melissa is not joining us for dinner tonight. So we are going to be having a navel orange. This was part of my fruit exchange. Yay, hooray. That's going really well. I had the cutest little girl that came up and I don't have anything to trade for your lemons, but do you think I could just have one, baby? I gave her a whole bag full. You just take it and go. I also gave her a whole big old bag of tomatoes because, yeah, we've got tomatoes on the plenty and some jalapenos too. So this is a really big orange. We might just have half of it now that I'm looking at how big it is. That's pretty good size orange there. Anyhow, we're going to have an orange as our side dish because I think getting plenty of vitamin C is important. Nobody likes to be sick. And this is the first time in a long time where I am feeling halfway decent. So I'm going to keep it that way. Anyhow, so yeah, some of you asked about my light. So that is a cool air humidifier essential oil diffuser. I bought it on Amazon for $19.99. Now it has an LED light in it. Some of you said it was distracting with the colors change, but it also allows you to choose from like 5 or 6 different colors, and you can stabilize the sensation so it's not blinking. I know what you mean, because for me, like anytime now that I'm seeing like real blinky things on TV or something like that, kind of makes me feel a little bit like I'm going to have a seizure. So, you know, that's why I like Apple TV, because they give you the warning right up front, you know, blinky lights. Anyhow, so I stabilized the color. I hope that helps you all. But it has an LED light in it. So in an effort to try to combat our electric bill, which has, I mean, it is outrageous. We're not even going to talk about it. We're also going to have some sliced tomato because I have plenty of them. To combat our electric bill, that we're turning off some of the bigger lights around the house, anything that hasn't been switched over to LED, and going to smaller lights to navigate, you know, less used rooms at night. That doesn't mean we're sitting around in the dark, but you know, there's a point where this kitchen closes. And if you want a cup of coffee, fine. If you need a little snack, whatever. But if you're just going from, you know, the front room back into the living room or what have you, you don't need the full-on kitchen light on. That provides plenty of, you know, night light experience as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, these tomatoes are pretty darn tasty. I am very grateful for them. Grateful for my neighbor. And the side effect of this fruit and vegetable exchange is really how many more friends that I've gotten to know, how many more neighbors, you know. These are people that I am putting into my, you know, into my heart Rolodex. Part of my prayers, lift each other up, check on each other. Are you doing okay? Because, you know, we live in uncertain times, and you know, can you have too many people in your life, you know, to count on, to possibly call on in a time of need? Add in a little salt and pepper, because again, what makes food taste good? Salt, sugar, fat, yay, hooray. I could put a little olive oil on these, but these are going to be just fine. So these are going to be our side dish tonight, and that is just fine. If I was buying Roma tomatoes over at the Aldi, I think they're about 69 cents a piece, and I think that is an okay little thing for a side dish, I think. But really, this is kind of like an all-in-one. It really does not need that much. Okay, this pasta is ready to drain, ready for prime time, baby. I'm turning my skillet down to about a 3. My pasta is draining in the sink, and I have about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to go ahead and throw those right on in there. Yay, hooray, because what makes food taste good? Sugar, fat, salt, seasonings. Absolutely. I'm going to grab my peas and carrots because these are frozen, and Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the whole bag in. Absolutely. This bag is 4 servings of fruits and vegetables. So if I'm serving 4, I want to make sure that everyone's got a serving of fruit and vegetable. Yay, hooray. So to that, I've got 1 can of diced green chilies. And this is over like where the Hispanic foods are at my grocery store. Where the salsa is, the refried beans, that kind of thing. And if you look on the label, it will say mild, medium, or hot. Now the mild is going to be like a bell pepper kind of a spice level. The medium, that's what I had because they were out of hot. That's more, a little more hot. And then hot, baby, that might set you on fire. And if you like it hot, I say go for it. Have at it. But these green chilies are going to add a lot. And this was 69 cents at the Walmart. And the price was very comparable at the Aldi. So I will go ahead and put that information down in there. So I'm going to add the whole can of diced green chilies in here. Yay, hooray. That's my twist. Just that little bit of spice. Little spice. Sugar and spice and everything nice. Okay, where are we going now? We've got tuna. I'm going to drain 1 can of tuna. And honestly, I'm draining 1 can of tuna because Hazel loves it and she thinks it's her own special little fish soup. I'm going to include a picture of Hazel right here. Someone in the comments wanted to... Ooh, Nelly. Okay, well that one broke. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, that stinks. Alright, I'm going to use my can opener. Now for me, if I use my can opener to open, well, most of anything, but especially tuna, I will wash my can opener afterward because I do not want my can opener to perpetually smell like tuna. Just one of those things that I'm weird about. So yeah, I'm going to drain off the water. This is in water, light tuna in water. And you know, it's safe to eat this 2 or 3 times a week without fear of, you know, excessive mercury. And Hazel just thinks that this is her extra special little bit of yum yum. So go ahead and get that all in there. Each can of tuna has 30 grams of protein in it. So this is very high in protein. Those peas, they have protein. The cheese, it's got, anyhow, it's got all the things. It's got, you know, the fats and the salt and the carbs and what have you. I'm not adding any sugar to it today, but yeah, it's got all the things. And this one, oh, it's better. It opened up for me just fine. This would be a good way to use the tuna in oil if you have some of that and you don't prefer it. That's happened to me where I have, you know, just been grocery shopping and thrown in a can of tuna and it was tuna in oil. If you had tuna in oil, I would add it, but then I would not add the butter because you would not need it. So that could be a budget saver as well. A can of tuna in oil and a can of tuna in water, pretty much the same price. So there we go. We've got we're on a good start here. We're doing it. I just want to heat up those vegetables, get that tuna heated up in there, and it is looking good. Hazel is getting excited. And oh yeah, those green chilies, they add a lot. Looks terrific. To season this, I am simply going to be using, for me, a no salt taco seasoning. This is Mrs. Dash Southwest Chipotle because the tuna had salt, the macaroni and cheese has salt, and you know, we don't need any more salt in our lives because we both have high blood pressure and we're working on it. So this is a nice salt-free variety. You could use regular taco mix, what have you. Just add it until if your heart feels full. And then remember to always taste your food because, you know, you might need more. that might not be enough. But you can make this taco seasoned. You could add ranch instead, a ranch packet. And they do sell at the Dollar Tree, at my Dollar Tree anyhow, a little bottle of ranch seasoning mix, and it is quite good. It is a little bit on the salty side, but it is quite good. You could add that to this. You could add some Uncle Tony's and, give it that Cajun Creole feel. The possibilities, they're endless, baby. Where will you go with a tuna skillet meal? Yay, hooray. We got a little black pepper here. Yes, please. All right, that's plenty. And now we're just going to let this go ahead and cook up, get hot. Let those frozen vegetables just heat through. And we're going to keep on keeping on. Anyhow, I've added my pasta back in to get this all reheated. And my friend and I, we were talking on the phone today about places that we can, cut back in our budget. Because we both feel like we're being squeezed to death. You ever feel like that? Like, I'm making the same amount of money, but it's going less and less far all the time. So, I can't really cut back on the mortgage or the homeowner's insurance that went up again, or, this, that, and the other thing. So it's really coming down to small little things that I can do around the house, and honestly, my grocery budget. So, yeah, a little budget meal. This $4 meal is going to make at least 4 servings, maybe 6, and that's good. We're going to have that for dinner tonight. We'll have that for lunch tomorrow, and then I might put a couple of servings in the freezer for, one of those Calgon take me away days. So squeezing that cheese packet in. I love those cheese packets because if you are short on funds and milk was not in the budget this week, then that is a complete, that's complete. That's cheesy, that's saucy, that's delicious. You don't need to add anything to that. Could you? Absolutely. Could add a little more butter. You could add a splash of milk. You could add some more cheese if you had it. You could add a little Parmesan just for a different kind of cheese flavor. That would be delicious. Yay, hooray. I have the dregs of a block of shredded cheese. And I don't know, maybe this is a 1/4 cup of shredded cheese from last week. And I know we're coming up on a use it or lose it situation. I don't want it to go moldy, so I'm just moving it on along. If you had a couple of pieces of, sliced American in the refrigerator or something like that, if you don't have anything else besides that cheese sauce package, this will still be delicious. Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn that down to low, and I just want to give that a chance to simmer for those green chilies to kind of infuse the whole meal, and it is going to be rich and delicious and super yummy. Yay, hooray. I'm excited. You don't have to, budget cooking does not have to be boring. We've got that delicious taco seasoning in there. We've got those green chilies. We've got plenty of protein with the 2 cans of tuna, and this is just going to be A-okay. I'm telling you what. Yeah, so everyone's feeling a little squeezed. Everyone's, it's a little tight right now. And there are only so many places that we can cut back on. Like, we don't have cable television. We have, literally bunny ears in our living room that we watch local television on. And we get quite a few channels. So we don't pay anything for television. We do pay for internet, and that is one of our largest utility bills besides electric, because I need the bandwidth so that I can upload videos to YouTube. If not, I'm going to be heading over to the library and sitting there all day trying to get my videos uploaded. So yeah, I can't really cut back on the internet. I can probably cut back on cell phone and just go to Wi-Fi calling and using Facebook Messenger, but Yeah, that one's still up for debate. So yeah, is there a little wiggle room in the budget? Yeah, we're not there for a couple of things yet, but you know, every day it seems like it's just a little bit tighter and a little bit tighter, but we just gotta breathe and we just gotta think, you know, I am very grateful and very blessed. I know every night that I have a roof over my head, that there is food in my belly, and that I am going to bed loved. And just for that reason alone, I'm going to bed knowing that people in my life love me. That I have, you know, an adoring spouse, that I have, you know, Melissa and my sisters and Hazel and all of you. And honestly, no matter how squeezed I might feel, you know, that's like that could be like a great big old hug from all of you babies. And I'm sending you one right back. Ooh, big squeezies. Absolutely. We just got to keep on keeping on. I'm going to give this a taste test because it's looking fantastic. It's really got good, oh yeah, that's got a good cheese pull to it. Sugar, fat, salt, yay hooray. It's got all the things. But it also has a full serving of vegetables. We're having fruit as our side dish. And so I think that this is not only budget friendly, but also very nutritious. Yay, hooray. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. That has more than enough salt. Those green chilies, yes, please and thank you. Hot diggity. Yay, hooray. So about $4.50 for the main meal. Then my side dish, sliced tomatoes, and orange slices. We've got plenty of vitamin C. We've got all of the veg. We've got the pasta. We've got the protein. We've got the fiber. You know, you got to be regular if you want to be happy. I'm going to dish this up. We're going to get ready for dinner. It's almost time for Jeopardy! Okay, let's go ahead and dish this up. Absolutely. If I wanted to make this lower carb and you had 1 or 2 cans of chickpeas, you could absolutely substitute that for the pasta. But these are very common ingredients that my mother got in a commodities box. Well, I guess I should say my grandma got in a commodities box that she fed to my mother. These are very similar ingredients that you would find at a food pantry or a food bank. And if you are in need of a little extra assistance, if the squeeze is just making you hot around the collar, reach out to your local 211 for food pantries in your area. There's no shame in it. It doesn't matter what kind of car you drive or where you live or what your zip code is. Sometimes we all need a little help, and there is no shame in that. Talk to your neighbors. You know, we all have this thing about keeping up with the neighbors, but here's the thing, is that someone came to my door and said that they didn't have anything for the fruit exchange. Could they have some anyhow? Yeah, absolutely. Here's a whole bag. Here's some tomatoes, and have at it. And I don't know what their circumstances are. It really was none of my business, but it was something that I could do to reach out to someone else. Now that person knows that I'm a neighbor that they can reach out to. And if they are going to bed hungry, then I am more than willing to share what I have with them. So there we go. I think that that is delicious looking. Yay, hooray. Spicy, cheesy tuna noodle skillet, hot diggity, with a side of tomatoes. Oh yeah, those smell good. Those smell homegrown. That's super exciting. We're going to eat like fat cats tonight. Hot diggity. For about $4.50, about $1 worth of fruit and veg as our side dish. And I just think that that's fantastic. Of course, these prices are depending on today when I'm making this video, which is February 12th, 2025. And we don't know what tomorrow brings yet. We're going to face it head on together. I love you all. Sending you out big old smooches. Huge squeeze-a-ronies. Be good, be careful. Look both ways. And I hope tonight that you are safe and warm and loved. And at the very least, know that I love you. Sending it out to each and every one of you babies. See you tomorrow. Bye now.